in high definition. This is CBS 2 News at 5.
A modest local home is found to be worth millions, not for the house itself, but for what was growing inside, hundreds of marijuana plants. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Glenn Walker.
I'm Linda Alvarez. And our top story at 5 o'clock, drug agents are turning up the heat on home-based marijuana growers. They busted another pot-growing operation, this one in Yorba Linda. It's the 8th pot house raided in recent weeks. And this time, the suspect was caught red-handed. CBS 2's Lisa Siegel is live with details. Lisa.
Linda, the man was home at the time of the raid when police collected more than $2 million in marijuana plants.
Some finished product that he would probably be packaging, getting ready to sell that. And then on the table here is some of the, well, actually all of the 80 plants that were measuring anywhere from 2 to 4 feet. And these would have been the plants that were actually producing product that he'd be selling at this point.
At Brea Police Headquarters, Lieutenant Jack Conklin lays out for us $2 million in marijuana plants, all in various stages of growth, all seized yesterday from a Yorba Linda home.
I'm pretty shocked. I'm shocked. 2 houses down, just blows me away.
Arrested, Curtis Daniel Helm booked on suspicion of growing pot. These police photos show the second floor of the home, 1,800 plants, 3 bedrooms containing grow lights, temperature control and irrigation systems, exhaust fans, and reflective material on the walls. All of this in a residential neighborhood.
This happens to be an upper middle class neighborhood, so it can happen anywhere. A lot of times there are in these kinds of neighborhoods because they go longer without being detected.
It's not typical of this neighborhood, but I guess there's a lot of neighborhoods that's not typical in either.
Police estimate that Helm was also stealing electricity, $25,000 in electricity over 2 years. Live in Yorba Linda, I'm Lisa Siegel, CBS 2 News.
Lisa, thank you for that. Investigators are on the scene in Beaufort, South Carolina this afternoon after a deadly crash during a Blue Angels air show. Witnesses say the F-18 jets were flying in formation when one dropped below the trees and crashed. The county coroner's office says the pilot of the jet was killed. The Blue Angels are a U.S. Navy precision flight team known for their aerobatic stunts in the air. One witness said he saw a huge fireball after the crash. Several homes in the neighborhood where the jet crashed reportedly caught on fire.
Memorial services today for some of the victims of the Virginia Tech massacre. They were remembered not for their violent deaths, but for the joy that they brought their friends and family. CBS 2's Susan Roberts has more now from Richmond, Virginia.
On this first weekend since the tragedy at Virginia Tech, family and friends are gathering to say their final goodbyes. 18-year-old Rachel Hill was laid to rest today in Richmond. She was Tammy Hill's only child.
It hurts so badly. Until I'm with the Lord, I won't see my best friend again. She truly was my best friend.
Hill's funeral was one of many today as the Virginia Tech community struggles to make sense of what Soon Hee Jo's family calls a terrible, senseless tragedy that has left them humbled and bewildered. So far, investigators have not divulged a connection between Joe and Emily Hilscher and Ryan Clark, the first 2 to die here at West Ambler. However, police have filed a search warrant for Hilscher's laptop and cell phone. Police are also trying to get access to Joe's cell phone records to see if he spoke with anyone about his plans to murder 32 innocent people. And investigators say they now believe they found a link between the first and second shootings.
We all lost people.
Katie Krisman lives in West Ambler Johnson Hall, just 2 floors down from where the first fatal shots were fired.
We're not trying to concentrate on that more than, okay, what can we do now? What can we do to make this better?
So Katie is moving back onto campus, determined to finish out the remaining school year.
Hey, buddy.
Ryan Blank brought his 2 dogs, Peyton and Bailey, to town to cheer up fraternity brothers he's never even met.
I don't know who doesn't like a good loving kiss by a dog or just to give him a big hug.
All signs of hope and healing that this community so desperately needs. In Blacksburg, Virginia, Susan Roberts, CBS 2 News.
We also have new information this afternoon on the investigation into Sung Hui Cho. eBay says an account that may have belonged to him was used to buy 2 ammunition clips. Those clips can be used in the same type of gun used during the killings. The person with the account also sold several books with violent themes, as well as tickets to Virginia Tech football games. And a sign that life is returning to normal at Virginia Tech. The women's softball team played against Maryland today. The players held a moment of silence before the game and wore special T-shirts and ribbons to honor the victims. So far this season, the Lady Hokies are in first place in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Classes will resume on Monday.
We're learning today what may have led to the shooting at NASA headquarters. Investigators say the gunman, who was employed by a Pasadena company, was afraid he might be fired. CBS 2's Jennifer Miller has more.
Investigators say the series of events that ended in Friday's murder-suicide at this NASA building in Houston started last month when contractor William Phillips received a poor job review.
The suspect purchased a 5-shot Smith & Wesson revolver and 20 rounds of hollow point ammunition.
Investigators say Phillips blamed his poor review on coworker David Beverly, who worked in quality assurance. On Friday, Phillips sneaked his gun into work and took Beverly hostage along with a female coworker Beverly shared an office with.
After several minutes of talking with Mr. Beverly, the suspect shot him twice. He then left the office and returned a short time later and shot him 2 more times.
Beverly's wife and high school sweetheart says working at NASA was her husband's calling.
I know that he is in heaven, and again, this is just a temporary separation. We'll be together again.
During the 4-hour ordeal, Phillips said he never intended to hurt his female hostage, Fran Crenshaw. Investigators say he was even gentle with her, removing her earrings before duct taping her mouth. After Phillips killed himself, officers came in. Eventually, Crenshaw was freed and taken to the hospital. NASA says it is reviewing security procedures, but that nothing is foolproof.
When an employee has decided that he wishes to avenge a grudge and is willing to die in the process, that it is essentially impossible to stop such a person.
Investigators say a search of Phillips' home turned up nothing, but they found a copy of the poor job performance review in his lunch bag. At the Johnson Space Center, Jennifer Miller, CBS 2 News.
Burning candles may be to blame for an early morning fire that gutted a Sun Valley home. The fire began just before 7:30 in the living room of the home on Arcola Avenue. 5 people in the house all escaped safely, but fire officials say the single-story house is a complete loss.
Everybody's okay. That's I think the most important thing. And the family's okay.
The home suffered close to $250,000 in damage. Big job cuts at the LA Times and poor earnings are the reason. The Chicago Tribune reports the LA Times will cut 150 jobs next week. The cuts would make up for more than 5% of the workforce and include 70 newsroom positions. The Tribune says the cuts are because of profit decline at the LA Times and its Chicago-based parent company. The Times executives say most of the cuts should come through voluntary buyouts. They also say the cuts were planned before the recent sale of the Tribune company to Sam Zell, which has yet to be voted on by the stockholders.
When you move to a new home, the first thing you want to do is invite your friends to come in and see it. Well, we're inviting you to take a look. This is our new home. As of today, CBS 2 and our sister station, KCAL9, have moved to a brand new, state-of-the-art digital broadcast center here in Studio City. It's the most technologically advanced local newsroom in the world. Make sure you're watching the HD tier on your cable or satellite. If you have your own antenna, it's channel 2.1. Get ready for local news like you've never seen it before.
It is absolutely spectacular.
It's nice to be here.
It certainly is. It's been a long wait. Well, a wilderness hike turns into a week-long ordeal. Later in this newscast, this man talks about how he survived all alone with no way to call for help.
Also ahead, back on solid ground, a billionaire space traveler finishes his trip into space.
But first, here's a look at what's hot on CBS2.com right now. You're watching the new HD CBS 2 News at 5.
At our state-of-the-art studio here at the Broadcast Center in Studio City. Welcome.
From CBS 2 Los Angeles, Linda Alvarez, Glenn Walker, and Kai Goldberg with 2View Weather. You're watching CBS 2 News at 5 in high definition.
A San Bernardino radio station is now being sued for airing Don Imus after his show was canceled. Since Imus was fired, KCAA-AM in San Bernardino is the only station in the country airing reruns, along with listener calls and mail reacting to the controversy. CBS says the station is violating copyright protections. The network is now seeking a temporary restraining order and a $150,000 fine for each violation. An attorney for KCAA says the station plans to air the programs for another week, but after that will stop and destroy the tapes.
More violence in Iraq today. 3 U.S. soldiers were killed and 6 wounded in separate attacks in and around Baghdad. In Iraq, more than 36 people were either killed or found dead around the country. The victims include a Fallujah Council chairman who was a vocal al-Qaeda critic and a prominent mayor who died in a roadside bombing about 40 miles south of Baghdad. Tonight, Seattle space tourist Charles Simonyi is back on terra firma. Simonyi, a Russian cosmonaut and an American astronaut, all returned to Earth today from the International Space Station. Their Soyuz space capsule landed in Kazakhstan this morning. The return flight took 3 hours. Simonyi is the world's 5th space tourist. He reportedly paid around $25 million for the trip. Of course, you may remember Martha Stewart flew all the way to Kazakhstan to prepare Simonyi a going-away meal when he left 2 weeks ago.
Still ahead, a big pregnancy for a little woman. Later in this newscast, why doctors were concerned about this woman's unborn child.
And a lot of weather questions to talk about tonight. Cloudy out there. We've got rain chances on the way, wind, and some high temperatures coming your way. I'll have all those answers coming up next.
And why are so many people in Santa Monica wearing a mask over their face? We'll have the answer next. Welcome back. You know, we don't get rain that often here in Southern California, but when we do, you got to love it the day after. Everything is nice and clean.
It was gorgeous, and I know one person who took advantage of this, had lunch in the backyard, and that is Kai Goldberg. You predicted it, so you had plans there.
I did. I took the family to the backyard. We had sandwiches, and we had some sodas. It was terrific out there. The kids loved it, and I hope everybody else out there loved it as well. It was a great beginning to the weekend, and we're looking at a slight chance of rain coming your way for tomorrow, so you might not be able to have lunch in the backyard like I was so fortunate to do. But let's take a live look outside, folks. We're looking pretty good. Again, you can see that cloud cover beginning to roll on in. We came into the mid-60s today, so things looking great here in the Southland. We saw some good rain showers, about just under a half an inch on Friday, and today we started to clear things out a little bit, so that was some good news. We're going to start to see a chance of some rain coming your way on Sunday today. 65 degrees. That was our official high. 46 on the low side. That record back in 1997, 94 degrees. Currently right now the readings at USC, 61 degrees. That humidity about midway, right, almost to 100, 56%. Visibility absolutely great towards downtown, 10 miles per hour. We do have those showers beginning to roll on in. There you go. Take a look just north of San Francisco. Some of that shower activity beginning to rotate counterclockwise, but we're looking pretty good. Some clear skies here in the Southland. However, things will begin to change for you over the next 24 hours. Once again, clear skies, and just up north, just south of San Francisco, they're just starting to see some of that drizzle and light rain moving on in. We're not going to see heavy rain out of this particular system for tomorrow, but again, just light rain. And as that system begins to make its way further south, it's starting to die out as well. I've brought out the future cast for you, and again, you can see the moisture through San Jose, San Francisco, and then by tomorrow evening, Sunday evening, you can see we're clearing out fairly well there. We've just got patchy clouds, and we're going to look for some drizzle and light shower activity towards the northern sections of Los Angeles County. So downtown, as well as the eastern edges of Los Angeles, we're really not going to see any heavy rain out there. Tonight, about 46 degrees in Apple Valley, 28 degrees up in Big Bear. They still have some chance at some light snow shower activity up in Big Bear. That snow level tonight at about 5,000 feet, so very high. Malibu at 51 tonight, and then tomorrow Malibu will warm up to about 62 degrees, 62 in Redondo Beach. Long Beach coming in at 64 degrees. As we make our way just a little bit further south, we're looking at Anaheim, 66, and you can see some of those rain showers just behind me, and that's how it's going to stay towards the north and the northeastern sections of the city. Apple Valley tomorrow, 67. Big Bear, 55 degrees. Palm Springs coming in at about 80 degrees. Murrieta, 69. Oceanside, 66 degrees. Huntington Beach, about 56. Lakewood, 67. Pomona at 67 as well. So again, we're going to look at those partly cloudy skies for your Sunday, and here comes that 8-day forecast for you. Looking like a pretty good one. Again, some very light showers, and the shower activity, if it comes our way at all, will be later on in the afternoon and evening. 64 degrees tomorrow, 53 degrees on the cool side. So it's going to be a chilly night tomorrow night. Partly cloudy and 68 for you on Monday, the very beginning of the work week. And then things get really nice. We're going to look at 77 degrees by Friday. Saturday, 76 degrees. Sunday, 77, slightly warmer. Looks like a great 8-day forecast. Get out there with your families and just enjoy it. It's going to be terrific.
Thanks a lot, Kai.
An experienced hiker went for a routine walk in the woods.
But what happened next was anything but routine. Still ahead, he talks about how he survived.
HD, CBS 2 News at 5. And right now, a live look at our new control room. A lot of talented folks sitting in there, making sure this show is nice and clean. Looking ahead to Earth Day tomorrow, people who live near Santa Monica Airport protested against noise and air pollution from planes. They marched around the airport administration building, holding signs and wearing masks on their face. They say they can smell the jet fuel from miles away, and it's only getting worse as the airport grows.
It is a great honor. The health risk is so serious, you cannot believe it till you smell these fumes, and you ingest them and you taste them on your lips, and you know where are they going in your body and what are they doing to you.
City and state politicians joined in the protest. A bill is before the state assembly that would require Santa Monica Airport to keep track of jet operations for 1 year and make the results available to the public.
And while that protest was going on, another Earth Day event focused on making a San Fernando Valley neighborhood greener. Students from the Lawrence School in Valley Glen helped to plant 25 trees today near their school along Woodman Boulevard. The mass planting culminates a year of environmental activism by the students. They planted a vegetable garden at the school, and they even sell some of what they grow at their own farmers market. They donate the proceeds to environmental charities. In the Lawrence cafeteria, students have taken a variety of measures to reduce lunchtime waste by 66%. And on any given day, 40 to 50% of Lawrence students ride to school in carpools.
What began as a routine hike for an Arizona man turned into a life and death adventure. These are pictures Lon McAdam took of himself as he hiked into the Arizona wilderness. Just 3 days into the trip, McAdam fell and broke his kneecap. He had a satellite phone, but it was accidentally soaked with water. That's when he knew that he was going to be there for a while.
And once the satellite phone was soaked, I knew that I was going to be stranded there for 8 days because I was just going to make contact if there was an emergency.
McAdam was finally rescued about a week later. He says while he was waiting to be rescued, he filtered water, found food, and set up a tarp so that he could be seen by helicopters. And of course, he did all of this with that broken kneecap.
Very resourceful.
I would say so.
Well, an exciting time for a new couple who's expecting their very first child.
But still ahead, this pregnancy may go down in the record books. Once again, you're watching the new HD CBS 2 News at 5. This is a live look at our new newsroom. And folks, it is as big as a football field.
Tonight on CBS 2 News at 6 o'clock, breaking news. We're on the scene of a shooting involving a little girl. Plus, it's coming in right now, eyewitness reaction to today's deadly Blue Angel crash. See it straight ahead on the CBS 2 News HD at 6.
Well, there could soon be a new pregnancy record set in Washington State. Christiane Ray is a little person, just 2 feet 9 inches tall. She is 35 weeks pregnant, and when she delivers her baby, her family believes that she will be the smallest woman in Washington State to give birth. Her husband, by the way, is 6'4", but doctors believe the baby will be a little person as well.
She's pretty sure it's a little person, but you can really never know until she comes out.
Well, what the couple does know for sure is that they will be having a baby daughter.
We wish them the very best. Well, that's our news at 5 o'clock. I'm Linda Alvarez.
And I'm Glenn Walker, along with Kai Goldberg. We know you have many choices for news. We thank you for choosing the new HD CBS 2 News at 5.
And remember, we're always on at CBS2.com. The CBS Evening News is next. We'll see you right back here at 6 o'clock.